Feel free to record, cut clips, and quote during today's call as needed. We are also recording the call, and it will be available online later today on the SPSA YouTube channel and the Facebook page. Joining us today will be the Honorable Michael Uyghur, Minister responsible for the Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency. He will provide an update, and then after that, members of the media will have an opportunity to ask one question and a follow-up at a time. I appreciate your patience in the delayed start. Please be advised that we'll take our last question between 11:30 and 11:40 a.m. With that, I will now go to Minister Uyghur for his remarks.
Thank you, Jeff, and thank you for everyone joining us today. I'm here in the Larange Fire Protection Base, and thank you for your patience. The situation's changing quite rapidly at times, and I'm just trying to make sure I have the most up-to-date information for everyone today. A brief update on the provincial wildfire situation. As of 9:30 a.m. today, with 10 active wildfires in the province. 3 are considered contained, 5 are not contained. 1 is protecting values, and 1 is ongoing assessment. As of 9:30 a.m. today, I'll just give an update on the Lobstick fire. It is currently 15,000 hectares, and the status of this fire is not contained. And just for clarification, the SPSA defines a fire as not contained when suppression action is taking place, but the fire is expected to grow in size. The Lobstick fire was first reported to the SPSA on Tuesday at 3:10 p.m. and the SPSA crews were dispatched as soon as 3:26 p.m. A large amount of resources, including air suppression, heavy equipment, helicopters, and ground crews have been actioning this fire for multiple days. The SPSA has used all of its available aircraft to attack the Lobstick fire at certain points through the multiple days. From the air, this includes water bombers, retardant air tankers, and the Q400 group. Multiple helicopters have been on site, and 1 heavy helicopter from the federal government has been deployed and will be from their fleet and will be arriving today as well. Aircraft is one tool that the SPSA can use in coordination with other resources to suppress wildfire. Helicopters have been used to bucket water and gel. Contractors have been brought in to provide mitigation and response support. Values protection, which includes sprinklers and gel systems, are being used to help mitigate risk in nearby communities. And heavy equipment is being used to create dozer guards. These guards will create a barrier to make it difficult for the fire to cross into another area. The SPSA Type 1 crews are already on this fire, of course, and have been working alongside local fire departments and the SPSA Emergency Response Team. The SPSA is also continuing to bring in more crews to take action on the Lobstick fire as we speak. These wildland firefighters are from locations across the province as another resource in addition to those already mentioned. The current conditions in the area of the Lobstick fire continue to be dry and windy. The fire is about midway between Saskatoon and Prince Albert. We urge everyone in the area to stay cautious as conditions can change quickly in both direction and the intensity of the fire. This wildfire is creating a large volume of smoke, which is also impacting crews on the ground and in the air at times. And this is why the SPSA is using a variety of resources on this fire. We continue to make our operational plans at the SPSA and with the crews and equipment. And as the fire, weather, and other conditions change, the SPSA will adjust those plans to prioritize safety and human life, but will also adjust plans when needed to work around changing conditions. I would ask all people to download the Sask Alert app and use the Sask Alert app along with your community's communication platforms to stay in the know with respect to this fire. If your community is placed on an evacuation order, please follow the order. The SPSA's #1 priority is human life. If anyone becomes accounted for, crews must shift priorities from response and suppression efforts to protecting human life. We're also carefully watching resources such as the power lines that have the potential to have a major impact on other areas of the province. We continue to provide regular communication to other agencies across this province to minimize any impact to services. Um, Just to talk about evacuations quickly, there are currently 2 evacuations in the province undergoing. The Red Earth Cree Nation is one of those evacuations. That community is supported by the Red Cross, so I don't have specific details on the numbers at this time, but we encourage the members from this community to reach out to community leadership or the Red Cross for details on support. In the arm of Shellbrook, they were alerted at 8:30 p.m. last night of an evacuation order. And individuals who live 1 mile west and 5 miles east of Shellbrook and are south of Highway 3 to the arm of Shellbrook border have been ordered to evacuate. This includes approximately 65 households or 130 people that have been evacuated. At this time, the SPSA's Emergency and Community Support Program is providing the necessities, including accommodation support to the evacuated residents. And this was happening last night. I was in close contact with the Premier and Minister Eric Schmaltz as they were both present and observing some of the evacuation efforts that were going on in that area. 2 households are being supported from the area right now at a hotel in Warman, and 63 households have been able to stay with friends or family. The agency is coordinating with other agencies as well, such as the SHA, to ensure that vulnerable individuals receive the support they need. The SHA continues to support the evacuation of patients and residents from the Parkland Integrated Health Center in Shellbrook. And the update I had recently was that that was completed in the early morning hours. I would, of course, like to thank those health professionals involved in that for their swift and professional response. We are very cognizant that evacuations can be disruptive and even traumatic to the homes and businesses and individuals in the area that are involved. We thank you all very much for your cooperation. As a precaution, I would like to remind folks for this and any future incident that disregarding evacuation orders puts your life in danger, as well as that of emergency services staff. When someone is not accounted for, resources end up being diverted away from the response. It is essential to listen to the local authority before, during, and after an incident, and please do not return until it is declared safe. Sask Alert and your local community's communication channels are the best resources to find information before, during, and after an evacuation order or an alert. I would like to assure the public that the government of Saskatchewan and the SPSA are taking this wildfire situation extremely serious. Even though the number and size of the current active wildfires is low, each fire is assessed and then evaluated based on a number of criteria. The SPSA is addressing these fires with staff or equipment and other resources as available. SPSA staff remain in regular contact with community leaders in areas that are being impacted. And I just can't say enough about the community leaders that are stepping up and working with the SPSA to coordinate this response. So I want to make sure that I express my thank you to the municipal leaders, municipal fire departments, volunteers in the communities, the SPSA crews, emergency response staff, and operators that are on the front lines of these wildfires and helping behind the scenes. Thank you all for your courage, resilience, and unwavering commitment to protecting Saskatchewan. In some areas of this province, we are experiencing extreme conditions. These crews are out there protecting lives, homes, and communities. Their service and sacrifice does not go unnoticed. Again, thank you all for your support, and back to you, Jeff.
Thank you for your update, Minister Uyghur. Before we go into questions, I would like to remind everyone of the tools that are available for the public. For information on wildfire and the current fire ban, please refer to the SPSA's interactive maps on our website. Sask Alert, Highway Hotline, and local online communication channels can also provide valuable information to help keep you safe. We will continue to monitor the situation and provide updates on our website and our Facebook page as conditions evolve. We will now open it up to questions from the media. Please use the hand raised option so we know that you're looking to ask a question. I would ask that before you are recognized or when you are recognized, please unmute yourself and turn on your camera. Also identify yourself and the media branch that you are working for. If there are any additional questions after today's news conference, please send them to the SPSA Communication Unit inbox. That's media.spsa@gov.sk.ca. This is our main contact for all media. If there are any questions for the SPSA after today, they should be sent to that account. So for our first question, we will go to Ashley.
Hello, thank you. Ashley Behrens from Global News Saskatoon. I'm just curious, how much concern is there that the fire will hit the town of Shellbrook?
Yeah, Ashley, thank you for the question. We've got information that the fire is moving north towards Shellbrook, but estimated, I believe, within approximately 7 miles at one point in time. Again, as you get closer to Shellbrook, you get out of the forest area, and the crews are pretty confident that they're able to control that fire as far as coming into the community of Shellbrook. But again, right now there's smoke, and even when I was speaking to the premier, he was in Shellbrook last night, there was some ash coming down in the community. So that's leading to concerns about the power line coming into Shellbrook, and then also has resulted in that evacuation of some the individuals from the hospital and the care home, I guess.
Okay, thank you. And for a follow-up, are the winds better today? Like, what kind of conditions are you seeing?
Well, again, I just had a meeting before I came on this. The premier was in the Prince Albert SPSA office, and he updated that it's pretty windy out in that area. He's heading back to Shellbrook right now, but also causing some problems with not really being just straight from one direction, but it sounds like a swirling wind that's out there that's causing a little more unpredictability with this fire as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. And we'll now go to Jacob.
Jacob Bamhauer with 980 CGME. I saw some things on the website about water bombers not being able to take off. Can you kind of elaborate into that? It says people are in the way or something like that.
Jacob, I don't have a specific, thanks for the question, but I don't have any specifics on like that particular incident, but I think it is important. I don't know if it was necessarily about taking off, but even making drops. It's very important that the public recognizes that the SPSA has a job to do, and they need to know that there are no members of the public that could be in the way or in harm's way. So whether you're at a lake where the skimmers are coming in, loading off the lake, you need to be off that lake and out of the way so that they know there's no watercrafts on the lake. And then when they go to drop, they need to know that they have a clear area to be making their drop in and there's no risk. So I think it's a very good reminder to the public to please avoid this area and let the SPSA crews do their work without further concern with the members of the public.
Awesome, thank you.
Do you have a follow-up, Jacob?
Yes. Can you tell me a little bit what kind of conditions caused this fire to kind of get like this? I know yesterday when we had the meeting, it didn't look this serious, but kind of what happened between then and now?
Well, I'd actually say I think the conditions are obviously hot, dry, and windy, and we're dealing with a forest that's been described to me by members of the SPSA that this is an old growth forest, and so that also allows the fire to travel through the forest at a higher rate and difficult to get into the area that the fire's in, south of Shellbrook now. It's not like there's a bunch of roads going into that forest to be able to get in and attack it on the ground. So that adds its own element of difficulty as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we've gone around the room once and did all the questions that were asked for. I'm going to go around one more time to see if there are any further questions that the media would have for Minister Uyghur. I'll give you a minute, and if you do, raise your hand, and we'll give you another chance to ask a question. All right. Well, it looks like that's all the questions for today. I want to thank everyone for attending and participating. So that will conclude today's media availability. Just a
Jeff, if I
reminder
can
that
just
any
hop in.
sure
Sorry,
thing,
Jeff.
Minister.
Hate to interrupt. Jeff, I just want to hop in and just let everyone know that, again, we'll be planning on doing a similar media availability tomorrow with myself. See how the crews advance today on this fire and be able to report on this fire and any other fires across the province tomorrow. And then also letting everyone know that we're expecting a more technical briefing early in next week. So similar time tomorrow with the media availability, and then technical briefing early in the week. Again, we're trying to do everything we can as the government and with the SPSA to ensure the lines of communication are open, and we appreciate the media coming on this call and sharing this information with the public. So thank you all for being on here today.
Thank you for that information, Minister. So a reminder that if there are any additional questions, you can send them by email to media.spsa@gov.ska.ca. Have a safe rest of your day.
Thanks, Jeff.